Right, well, hello again from John Nelson at Genie World, and what we're going to look at ClassComm, our response system, which you can use with the Genie pads, IQ pads, or the virtual G pads. But what we're going to look at is an aspect of ClassComm, which is called text and drop, which is a fantastic asset to this set of equipment. And the idea is, once we open the page, go on to presentation, so you get presentation choices here, and you can see a bar there which says text and drop. I've already chosen a small group that I would be doing this with. It's just me at the moment, so I'm going to have to be all 6 of them. So I click on text and drop, and that's going to take me onto a new page. So all I do, open up ClassComm, choose a group or class, click on presentation, click on text page. Okay, so fairly straightforward to begin with. What you've got on the left-hand side, this column is where you're going to collect information that the children are going to text into you via their response handsets. On the right-hand side, the larger section, this is your canvas. So get your first instruction, please select resources, and that's down in the bottom left. So click on there, I get a choice. View resources. If you do one of these sessions, you can actually save this as a text and drop file, so it will still be active, or you can actually save it as a flat file. So you can use it a bit like PowerPoint. But we're going to start with new resources, so we're going to create a new session. So I click on new resources, we have another window open up. So first of all, give the activity a name. I'm just simply going to call it demo. It's nice and easy to type. And then we've got activity type. If we drop down the window, we've got 3 choices here. So most obvious choice is blank canvas, where you're just dealing with an empty page that you can drag the texts onto. You can go for MS PowerPoint, Microsoft PowerPoint. If I click on there, I can then browse for any PowerPoint files I've got, and they will come onto the canvas and they will run through as you normally would with PowerPoint. But I'm actually looking for image. So if I click on image, again, let me go back. I've got to put in the activity name, because that was lost when I changed. Click on to browse, and I've set up a folder in my documents, and I've called it text and drop. So if I click on there, now you cannot bring in individual images. You've got to put, well, you can if you put them in a folder. So it's looking for folders of images, even if there's just one in it. So goes to my folder, click on there, click on next, straightforward, and I've got an arrow here. I've actually got 3 images in here. So let's just have a look. Now this one, I've chosen this because this might be an exercise where I might say to the children I'm working with, can you name different types of games you play with the ball? So they will text in. As they press send on their handsets, they'll appear down this column, and I can then drag them, do what I want onto my working canvas. We can continue that and ask them what games would they like in the playground. It's a great introduction to some sort of discussion or formulation of ideas. This one, again, this might be a PHSE, just a simple picture. We might talk about emotions, so the children can text in any different emotions they can think of, and we can put those around. You could then say, well, what do you think this face here, what's that telling you? Obviously it looks a bit sad, fed up, and then we could go back and ask them to text in things that make them sad or fed up. So you've got a nice way of introducing the PHSE lesson. But the one that I'm going to go with is this one, and it's a labelling exercise. So if we've been learning about different plants, what makes up a plant, then that's the picture we're going to use. All I do now this will take a little while because I'm very slow at texting, is ask the children to send in names of the parts of a plant. So I'm going to try and do this as quickly as I can. So on my handset, I am texting, so bear with me. So I've typed in a word, press send, and I've just pressed send, and you can see on the left-hand column that's appeared. So I'll move on to the next handset because I'm now child 2, and what should we go for? I have to think hard. And we're going for, whoops, and my texting is not very good, so I had to start again. And wish I'd chosen a shorter word. Nearly there. And press send. And I'll just do a couple more. So let's go for 3. I'm sure the children will be very fast at this. Whoops. Almost. Press send. And what have we forgotten? Oh yes, one more. So let me just do that. And nearly there. Right, so as you can see on the left, I've got 4 responses for parts of a plant. And what I do, I can drag those on. First of all, if I go down to the bottom, there is a little tick box, show handset ID names. If I click on there, you can see because I'm using a class with, I know the names, I know which handset they've got, then those are the names of the children who sent in those comments. And again, perhaps if you think some child's going to be silly, they know that they're going to be showing up, so it wouldn't be worth it. The other thing I've got here is auto number responses. So if I click on there, now what I can do here, if I and let go, I can without resize it, and can you see, because I've ticked auto number, that's got the number 1. So in this exercise, it'd be nice if I was at my touchscreen interactive whiteboard, get that into the right place. So let's drag the next one. I'm not sure why that's come up as 1 as well. Okay, I may have pressed the wrong button. I suppose those would be different numbers. Okay, we'll carry on this. Right, perhaps type them in. Actually, should be numbered 1 to 4, but I'm going to carry just to show the setup. So didn't resize it well. So again, I can just, and again, a little tip down in the corner hiding, you've got a pen. So if I click on there, I can choose an arrow. Go back, arrow. Again, for some reason that's, or an annotation pen. Oh, that's working. So again, I can annotate on the picture. Right, just forgetting that. Just clear the annotations there. Just forgetting that isn't numbered 1 to 4, which is a pity. The other thing I can do, if I go to set questions. Now this is going to bring it around full circle, because I will have had the information collected here, which I've dragged onto the screen and manipulated. And what I'm going to do now is turn it back on the children. So if I do set question, I get this familiar box. So this is a box that we do to construct a question. So I can do question title, question type. Well, this is obviously going to be multiple choice. Response type, they should be numbered 1 to 4. Numeric, number of choices, we have got 4. And if I want, I could put in the correct answer, but that will come as an asterisk, so you're not giving the answer away. Okay, so if I click done, I get this little box pop up at the side, which I can move around the screen. And when I'm ready, if I press play, this means that we're now live. So I might have asked, what is it that turns sunshine into food for the plants? So again, the children have their handsets ready, and you can see on the top right, let's go for that. I've got 2 handsets and 2 answers, and I've got one more to go who's thinking hard. So you can see up here, I've got 4 handsets in operation with 4 answers, and I'm ready to stop that question because they've all answered. If I click on the graph, so as 4 people press number 1, which was obviously the right answer because I numbered number 1, but hopefully that wouldn't be the case. 1 person pressed number 2. So this is familiar territory with the way the blocks are set out. I can show that as a pie chart, a grid. I can embed the chart, export it. So that's standard ClassComm stuff. So what we've done is started off with a teaching situation where we're following up perhaps some work we've done on growing things. Ask the children to submit suggestions for different names. Hopefully we can then get children using the interactive whiteboard or touch screen, putting those in the right place, and then we've turned it into a question. So we've got teaching going on, we've got collaborative learning perhaps if you've got several children at the board, and then we've got assessment. So it becomes quite a complete tool. I think Text and Drop is a brilliant addition to ClassComm and fairly unique, and as you can see, very easy to use. So that's Text and Drop. That's one of my favorite parts of ClassComm. One more thing that, let me just close that, just close the question presentation, yes. One more thing that I will show you, there's a button down on the bottom called video. Now, if you are using your visualizer or even a webcam, if I click on video, that will pick up the camera, and then I can drop a live picture in the middle and take a snapshot of it. So again, for an instant lesson, you might have an object under your visualizer, drop it onto the screen, and then you can go through the process that we've just gone through with inviting comments, labeling, turning it into a question. So a very complete use of technology. So thank you for watching. I think ClassComm is absolutely brilliant, and it's because of the different ways you can use it. Well, thank you very much indeed, and at this point I'm ending the meeting. So thank you.